What are you looking at, bub? I suggest you watch the whole video. Now pass me a stogie.
What's up, guys? I'm Nick, and this is Build Dad Build. And surprise, surprise, today we're playing with lasers. Today we're actually gonna revisit the xTool F1 just because it's a pretty capable little machine and I wanted to see what else it could do. So we're gonna be making some art. Woo, pretty cool, huh? This is just a regular old white bathroom tile. What we're gonna do is we're gonna spray paint it color, and then we're gonna spray paint it black, and then we're gonna fine tune our laser to where basically we're just etching off the black paint while we leave the red paint behind it, or the colored paint behind it. All right, off to the shop. Now, this is a technique that I've showcased on the channel before using a diode laser, but today we're gonna use an IR laser. We're gonna use the xTool F1 Galvo IR laser to see if we can get similar results and see if we can do it faster. So these guys I was doing on my diode, and I wanna say one tile takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how much detail there is and how much the laser's actually running. And I also want a little bit more stylized with these. If you can see, the black is actually glossy, and then the background is matte. I thought it gave a kind of cool artsy effect. So what we're gonna do is grab a little lacquer thinner, and we're just gonna clean our tile completely off. You can use different kinds of cleaners. I just use this because it evaporates quickly. And all you're trying to do is get any kind of smudges and boogers off the front of this. And the technique we're using today is called the white tile painted black technique. Oh, clever on that naming sequence. What do you think, Pinhead?
I have such sights to show you.
Yeah. As we come out to the board, 1,000 colors. We've set our tile down, and we're just gonna do light coat side to side and then up and down. One of the big things with getting this technique right is making sure that you get the right amount of paint on every time. You don't want to deviate from how you apply the paint, because if you deviate from how you apply the paint, maybe you missed a corner, so you spray it again. You're gonna have inconsistencies in how thick your paint is, and you're gonna have inconsistencies with how the laser cuts through the top layer of paint. Okay, so we're upstairs. We're gonna jump into Imager, and we're gonna edit our image. Image-r.com. I've had a lot of you guys complain that this website is pay only. It is not pay only. However, if you're using the free version, you'll see some ads sometimes that say like pay here and stuff, but that's not part of this thing. If you scroll down, you'll see upload, crop, resize, add tags, material, download, restart. That's all you need. So just scroll down, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You do not have to have a paid membership to do this. I have a paid membership. I'm currently not logged in. So as you can see here, I'm not logged in. The image I'll be using is not the same image. So what I'm gonna do is, if you guys haven't used this tool before, this remove background tool is very nice. It's just remove.bg. You upload your image, and then you download the new image with the background removed. So now we're gonna go in here and see the original one I had, still have that on there. I tell you what, with all of these ads and stuff that they have in Imager now, I don't know how much I'm gonna continue to use this. I think it's kind of gross now, but I'll kind of give you an idea of what we're gonna do just for this project. And this obviously isn't the same Iron Man picture that I used before, right? Okay, so first I'm gonna crop. I'm gonna do a square crop. So that looks pretty good, but you can move this around if you want to, if you wanted to have the Iron Man in a different place on there, if you want to cut some stuff out. And then I'm gonna round the edges just a little bit. That's not super necessary. It's just that the tiles are kind of rounded a little bit on the edges. And crop. Okay, from here, now we have our image here. We're gonna go to resize, and I'm gonna change this to inches, and our tiles are 4 inches. We have fixed aspect ratio, so I'm just gonna go ahead and change that to 4. Tab down here, and I'm gonna do 300 for the DPI. All right, now, this isn't the best image, to be perfectly honest with you. Just to kind of give you an idea, I'm going to come in here, I'm gonna sharpen. A lot of times when you're editing images, you wanna sharpen more than you would think you need to sharpen. Like a 50% sharpen, a lot of times would not be, it would really show up in a photo, but when it's translating to the laser engraver, the more you sharpen it, the better you're gonna get on your line work, and you're gonna get kind of a crisper image, I guess, if that helps. Then we're gonna come down here, we don't need to add text. And material, I'm just gonna click here and go white tile painted black. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna invert the image. So the reason I say I may not be using this anymore is because you could just take this into a photo editor and just invert the image yourself. And then I'm gonna down. Okay, now that that's had a chance to dry, we're gonna go over that with some black. And your black coat is even more important to be nice and consistent because that's what you're gonna be laser engraving through. So I suggest you start off the tile, spray, and just back and forth. Then we're gonna come and do one more coat. Okay, now that tile has had time to dry, it's pretty hot out there. Wouldn't you say, Fred?
I say it's time for a barbecue.
Whatever, Fred. We're gonna put this on the laser. So what I did is I just made a 4x4 square in XCS, and then that way that lets me get this all framed up. Make sure we're focused. Let me get my readers. Oh, wrong way. All right, perfect. All right, and then we just give it to beans. And while those are running, I'll give you my settings. I'm not sure if these are the perfect settings, but these are the ones that work for me. I was running dots duration of 500. I was running between 1 and 75% power. When you run between 1 and 75, when you drop that all the way down to almost nothing, that's how you maintain that glossy coat on the top layer of the paint. If not, it'll go dull. If you wanted something that looks a little bit more like this, then you would crank that up. I think this one I had at 20 to 75%. And then I matched my DPI. So I did 300 DPI, and those tiles run at about 22 minutes, significantly faster than doing it with the diode laser. Honestly, I can't compare apples to apples because this is a Galvo, so you don't have the movement of the arm going back and forth. So it could be similar to that speed with the diode on the F1, but lucky for you, you got them both in one unit. Before we get to the results, xTool is running a Father's Day sale if you're watching this at the time that it comes out, up until June 22nd, which is actually the twins' birthday. They'll be turning 7. If you use this code right here, you get $80 off any purchase over $999. All right, first and foremost, we got Iron Man. You've seen him before. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Once again, I want to say these are artistic on purpose. So if this is not your style, I apologize. Next, we got The Thing. Check that out. Ooh, look at the detail in that. Everybody's favorite, Wolverine. Very nice, very nice. Looking jazzy like the Jeff. We got Hulk. I really wanted to get like one of those like big Hulk in your face pictures, but I couldn't find a good one. And I think like, look at the detail in his face on that. Very cool. Next up is one of those Marvel characters that if you guys don't really follow Marvel, you probably don't know who this is, it's Nightcrawler. Another guy that kind of showed up in the movies is Iceman. This is like kind of a more stylized Goku look of Iceman. But that's pretty cool. That's on like a teal color. That's on this color right here. And Marvel's favorite dork, Hawkeye. And obviously this is Hawkeye from the comics and not the guy that replaced Jason Bourne. All right, guys, make sure to tell me which painted tile is your favorite down below. Now, I'm out of here. Woo!